Alright guys, welcome to Furry Vlog here. We actually got some custom zombies instead of seeing our faces because, well, we're just cool like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Shadow here on the other end. Say hello.
Hi guys.
And today's topic we're gonna talk about without breaking anything here. You guys wondering ahead of time, we do have custom zombies on the PC as backdrop, which is a live commentary. And we're going to talk about what's our topic today, Shadow.
We're going to be talking about furry relationships.
And how they're different from being normal relationships.
Very different, yes. It's going to be a very interesting topic.
So, and yes, you probably hear the gameplay in the background as well. Well, guess what? It adds an extra flavor to our commentary.
Yep.
So we have the flambe of zombie with the side of furry commentary. So
Yep, because nothing
basically,
go.
so basically, what is the difference between a furry relationship and a normal relationship?
Well, let's see. So, a normal relationship, Well, I guess one of the bigger differences is you guys don't really look into things like fursuits and fursonas and going to fur meets and hanging out with your furry friends. Whereas to a relationship with furriness, there is all these things. And it's just a really big difference between the two because, just with and without the furry, it's like people that are and are not furry, just bringing two of them together.
Now, how does one,
So,
if one is a furry and they're dating someone that is not, how do they cope with that?
well, I'll be honest, it was kind of hard to bring that out to my mate. First, maybe some ideas of how to start bringing it out to them is just start with like the furry fandom. Maybe start showing them like what it is little by little and seeing how they react to it. And based off the reactions, just start telling them more and more about it until you're finally confident enough to tell them, look, I am a furry and, this is just who I am and what I do. And hopefully all goes well with that. I know some relationships it just kind of crashes and burns, but hopefully, it'll just make you guys stronger rather than destroy you guys.
Yeah, I
So,
think that's a good point because considering me being who I am, I don't have a relationship. So for in my respect, I can actually talk about a different perspective as far as being where you guys are in a relationship with a mate. I do not have that, so I can actually talk about how it is as being a single male fur compared to where you're a mated female fur. So I
yeah.
guess that's one of those things about that. There's a lot of. I think the perception is if you're a fur, you're gay. Well, unfortunately, that is completely untrue. I really think that is to me that's untrue unless there's something I don't know about.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Not all furs are gay. I mean, I'm bisexual, and yet a lot of people think that I'm straight up lesbian just because I'm a fur. And it's kind of tough to deal with, especially in a relationship because if the person you're trying to be in a relationship with or you're trying to tell your boyfriend or girlfriend that you are, sometimes the first thing they think is that you're telling them that you're gay or whatever. So, it's not really like that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people see that because when I think especially in the media, I have to say this right now in the media, you that's all they talk. That you either see a gay couple together, or something like that, and it's like, oh well, then everyone, it's a new gay bar type of thing, and it's not. It's far from it, and I wish people would understand that not all male furs are gay because I'm not. I mean it.
Yeah, it does have a lot to do with the media, and then it's sometimes like also for the males who aren't gay. It's also hard for the females because a lot of people think that you can't be a fur if you're a female because you're not a guy. So I've had that perception too. And then, like, relating that to relationships, if the person you're with just kind of doesn't fully understand it, sometimes you're going to have to do a little extra research to kind of prove it to them and show them because, sometimes people are just a little thick-headed and you have to show a little more effort for that. So, it's sort of tough.
It
And then the
is.
media doesn't make it any easier either.
No, it doesn't. I mean, the thing is that I don't like is that I'm a guy fur. I like females, and there are female furs out there. They do exist, guys. They do not. It's not like it's an imaginary thing. I'm talking to one now. Um, but yes, is there a lot of female furs that are single? It's hard to say. I don't really know. I'm not someone that's going to sit there and say I'm an expert because I'm not. Far from it. I mean, I can understand the perception where, there's more gay furs and lesbian furs than there are, well, straight furs for whatever reason. I mean, do you disagree with that fact, or?
No, I don't disagree with it. I've noticed that a lot, amongst a lot of my friends and whatnot. Like, I can't say either if a lot of them are single or not, but yeah, it's sad because a lot of the straight furs are a little outnumbered, so that doesn't help our case either. Especially if you're trying to look for a relationship or anything, it makes things a whole lot harder. Um, it's just not as easy. So I do agree with you on that.
I mean, because I'm in that position where I am a single fur. A single male fur, yes. Am I looking to be with a female? Yes. There's no doubt about that. But the perception is, oh, you're a fur and you're gay. Unfortunately, in my defense, I'm with the buffalo furs. Unfortunately, all the buffalo furs, for the majority, live in Rochester and they are gay. And that does not help my case. I mean,
that's a tough case right there.
oh,
It's really hard.
Yeah, it is, because they all think, oh, you're gay. Well, that's not true. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not. I want to be with a female fur. That's what I want. I originally was
Yeah.
bisexual, but the thing is, my views and how I felt changed over time. Why? I can't explain why. It just has.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bad thing or anything. It's not at all. It's just my views changed. How I felt and what I wanted changed.
Yeah, and then I know that a lot of it also depends on the area you're at. Like here in Tucson, there's tons and tons of furs, females and males, and it's just, we're everywhere. But it's just trying to get to know that person and stuff. But it also depends on your area. So if you're somewhere where furriness is like banned, like I know some places, like they've completely just do not like that idea at all, then it can be even harder. Or if you're somewhere like here where it's just everywhere, that'll affect your confidence in looking for a female or male as well too. So a lot of it has to do on location and just, confidence where you're at, how many people are there. Just it's getting tough.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, with me, I mean, I'm a single male fur, like I said earlier. And it's tough because I finally got to see a female fur. She's already with somebody. It's like, well, great, and that, I guess the thing is that what I'm running into constantly? Yes. Why? Well, I can't answer that question why. It is what it is. And does it suck? Yeah, obviously. For me it does, but I can't control that. I can't control that.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I know it's really tough out there, especially for guys. I mean, from a single girl's perspective, let's do this. I have a friend who's single, so I'm gonna throw out some perspectives from a single fur. It's tough for the females because one, our confidence isn't exactly all there. So we're not ready to just walk up to a guy and be like, hey, how are you doing? A majority of us. And then to also tie in the fact of who we are, which is the furriness, it just makes things a whole lot harder. And then if we do find a guy, for whatever reason, if we do get lucky and find someone, it's hard to like want to commit to them because of previous relationships, furry or not. So for single females, it's a little difficult to even, find a male like that as is. So that's a little bit of the female's perspective there of the single side. So
I mean, yeah, I can understand that, and I can respect that. No problem about it. I mean, for me, am I looking to be with a female fur? Yes. Do I see it happening? I don't know, because it seems like males outrank females 10-1.
I have to agree. That's what it looks like from
I
everywhere.
you look at I was at a Fur Nation. You see more male gay furs than you do female furs. And all the female furs that are there, they're all either not my age group, which is, I can't help that fact, or they already have a mate. It's like, well, great. So basically, what am I supposed to do? Well, it's not an easy thing. It's not. I mean, there's just those things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So in this whole context, it's just proving more that furry relationships are just a little bit harder than if you were not a fur and in a relationship, because things work a little different.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. It makes things a little harder on both sides for the furriness, and then with regular non-fur, it's just kind of, just a couple straight things, and there it is. But with our side, it's a little more complex because we have to first find someone that we're looking for that's straight or non-straight or gay or whatever, in the age group, and then location, and it just kind of adds up.
Yeah, and once it adds up, it makes you feel like, what's the point, But, some of us don't want to give up on that fact.
Oh yeah. um. Oh yeah. So rather than giving up, maybe some motivation or something is like that. There's actually a ton of straight furs out there that are in a relationship, and it's just, I don't know how they did it. um, but it's still there. Like, you can still find it. It just takes time, and it takes confidence and, a lot of things, location and all that. It takes that. And if someone's really wanting a relationship like that, then, they'll wait long enough. But it can get frustrating. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was a little frustrated at first. It's frustrating and it's emotionally damaging. It just doesn't help because you see everyone else around you and they're all in relationships, and it kind of makes you feel like a third wheel.
Exactly. I mean, I know how that feels. I mean, it's just like, okay, what the hell am I supposed to do? I mean, I don't know. What am I supposed to do? I mean, in my case, I'm a single fur, so I can actually associate with that.
Yeah.
And does it make me angry sometimes? Yeah, it does, because I see all these female furs that I do like to be with. And can I be with them? No, because they already have a mate. And it makes me angry in a sense where they like me, but yet I'm not, they're already taken. So it makes me feel like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just turn around and find their mate and kill them? That's kill their mate so that way they don't, I have a chance, which is completely crazy, but sometimes that happens, that perception, and with me, my perception is I have to accept what is what is. I can't change the fact that, yeah, I am where I am, and yeah, I'm stuck with single furs. I'm, and it's just very, I guess the best thing to put it this way is, it's, you do what you can. Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
should try to cope up with it, and it's not an easy thing, obviously, but
Oh no. There's no way being single, furry or not furry, is easy at all. Um, I mean, before the whole furry this with me, before I actually turned, I wasn't single, so I kind of can't put completely all perspective out there because I wasn't single. I was already with someone, so I kind of have a perception of if you are with someone and then trying to bring the idea to them without freaking them out. And honestly, that was a little nerve-wracking, but I mean, there's just little steps you have to take for that. And if you're single, it's a little harder for me to kind of direct someone into how to get mate. I guess for single furs, maybe just look for a person that you really, really like and click with, furry or not furry, and then slowly introduce the idea to them could be another way, because it's really hard trying to find someone who is already a fur and, who wants to be in a relationship and is or is not gay, and it's just a lot harder that way. That's just my ideal of it. With friends that I've talked to about it, it's kind of steps that they've taken. They they're happy in a relationship now, and they're both furry. So, guessing it's not that bad of advice, but just it's tough. It's not easy.
no,
And
it's
media
not.
doesn't make anything easier.
Well, they never think anything's easy. They think it's just nothing more than just, oh, well, that's what it is. They're all gay furs having gay sex. Well, I am a fur, I am straight, and yet I want to be with a female fur. And I've been searching for that for years. So this is talking from a fur that's single, that is a male, that wants to be with a female, and it is not easy. Also, the fact that some female furs think that all male furs are perverts, which does not help the matters.
Sorry.
I mean,
Yeah, I've heard a lot of that from the female furs I know, like just that, a lot of male furs are really, really perverted. And I think where they get that concept from is like maybe past people they've met, or a lot of times through media, most of it, through websites. They'll chat with people from around the world, and then they just turn out to be huge perverts that only want yiffy time, so that doesn't help the matter. It's just it's hard, but there are a lot of females out there who are perverted as well, which is just kind of like a curveball because it's not only the guys that are doing it, but a lot of females are doing it too. So for the guy's perspective, if there is a single guy out there that is a fur and he's looking for a decent female, and then he finds one, and I've had a guy friend who found one, but she turns out to be a complete and total pervert and only wanted him for that reason. So it's not just guys either, it's girls too. And then that doesn't help the girls matter either because a lot of the sweet guys think that we're all crazy and deranged. So, yeah, just putting that out there.
yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, it's just one of those things you try to fight as much as you can, and it's like, you do what you can, and then you turn around and you're like, oh great, so they're either taken, or you feel like, well, who wants you anyways, because you're, well, or whatever, it's kind of like one of those perceptions.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I mean, coming from a mated female, I meet a lot of furs all over Tucson who are single and who are looking, and it's hard for me because, like, I'm the kind of fur that wants to kind of be with everybody because I'm just that kind of compassionate person, but it's hard because, I'm with someone and we're serious, and, it's a little harder, but, I know there are a ton of single females and males, not just in Tucson area, but Phoenix and like all throughout Arizona. They're just kind of everywhere. They're like growing. And it's because a lot of the relationships they were in just kind of crashed and burned because they introduced that idea in things like CSI or the news or parents just kind of destroy that for them. You know, especially the younger furs, you know, they have a relationship, they introduce it, and then they get shut down because their parents think they're deranged and crazy psychos. So it's
Exactly.
just kind of like everywhere.
Exactly. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things you try to do what you can. Now, the thing is, how do you cope with it overall? As far as what would a single fur do? Just try to, what should they do if they're in a situation?
um, some coping ideas. Okay. So I've noticed for female furs, some coping things they do is usually they rely on their friends. You know, they create outlets for themselves, like through different personas. Like they create different things where they can be like mad and it's okay, or they can be frustrated, or they can be really really sweet, or really really hateful. It's another coping thing they've done. There's also where they just kind of bottle it all in and just let it out in one big old rage, and that's the totally wrong thing to do. I mean, from as many experiences as I've had, you know, try not to bottle it up. Like, write poetry or do something. You know, go punch a punching bag. But once you start bottling it up and that one rage moment happens, it can, like, really, really hurt a lot of people or yourself. So that's one thing you want to try to avoid doing,
Yeah,
even though it's hard. So that's actually for males too. So it's not just females on that end either. It's for males too. I've met a lot of guys who, you know, have different outlets for themselves. So it's crazy.
exactly. Um, well, we're pretty much getting close to. I don't even know what minute mark we're at, and I know everyone's asking, well, why are you talking so long? Well, we're trying to make sure you understand. Um, as as far as is there anything you want to add in particular? What male and female furs should do in a situation, as far as how they feel? What should they do? What is the most important things that they should do? I guess to wrap this all up.
um, feels towards what exactly? As in towards like the relationship, or in towards to like being with someone in a relationship, or
Both,
kind of
both,
what gear? Okay.
both.
Okay. Okay, so I guess something for single males and females to do, maybe to kind of help their feelings and whatnot, is just seek advice from other people, you know, witness through their experiences and just kind of find your own personal motivation to help you. Because nothing's going to help you more than your own personal experiences and your own personal motivation, your own, you know, whatever you've been through, your own drive to make you want to find that special someone. And it takes time, honestly, it really does. So if you've been looking for years and years and years and you're still looking and you feel like you're going to give up, just don't. You have to rediscover who yourself and like look for your own personal drive again and maybe create a new one, you know? But giving up's not going to help a person come into your life or not come into your life. And for the females and males who are in a relationship or kind of in that sticky spot of telling them and not telling them, just slowly introduce it, like through little things. Maybe start, like what I did, start introducing them to the fandomness. Start introducing them to your fursona. You know, don't really take it up to first if they don't know what that is. Just kind of slowly build up to it. And then when the time is right, based off their reactions, hopefully it's good and you can just take it from there. Tell them what you do and who you are. Show them about the art space of it. Don't just show all the negative side. Show them the positive, that there is a positive. So that's some advice for that too. So just to sum it up, just don't give up, find your personal motives, and slowly introduce things through the positive of it. Don't always show the negative. So,
Exactly. I have to see. I agree with that.
yeah, it's a crazy world out there for relationships, especially for relationships. It's so much harder than any other relationship there is, to be honest. I mean, gay or not gay, or, you know, bi or not bi, it's just it's going to be hard, just because you're a fur. But that's just another thing you can just pride yourself in because you obviously are committed to yourself and you've discovered that you are what you are and it's become you. So when you find that someone, you don't have to worry about hiding it or being, secretive about what you look at or pictures or who you talk to and whatnot. So it'll become positive soon, hopefully.
Exactly.
Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to throw in there? Maybe from a singles perspective of, you know, what you can do or cope with or anything?
Just try to keep positive as much as you can, like you said. I mean, it's not an easy thing, obviously, but do what you can to just, it's not an easy thing, but just be yourself. Things will fall in play the way they need to. You'll find that one person, and just believe in yourself. Just be who you are. Don't worry about it, because if you worry about it, it's not going to happen. But if you worry about it, it won't happen.
I agree 100% with that. That was beautiful.
I mean, that's just how it is. Just don't worry about it. I know you want that and you're thinking about that, but don't worry so much, because if you worry so much, you'll drive yourself crazy.
Yeah, you don't want to kill other people's boyfriends or girlfriends, so let's stay away from the deranged craziness
Or
as much
think
as
it,
possible.
or try to steal somebody, or whatever the case may be. Just
Yeah.
relax, relax, be what you gotta be, and just don't worry about the rest.
hmm
I think that pretty much sums it up, I would imagine, unless there's something else you want to add.
Nope, I think we've covered it all. I think we've thrown in a lot of inputs, and I think this is good. This is good where we are.
Alright, guys, well, you guys enjoy the zombie gameplay which is, by the way, sponsored by me, Arctic Huskies, because, well, Arctic Huskies is pretty damn good, and it's a pretty damn good brand of beer. Although, if I had my brand of beer, well, let's just say it would be kick-ass. So, this is one of those unique fur vlogs that are not just where you see our face, you can actually see cool gameplay of cool things. Of us killing Nazi zombies.
Yay, zombies!
Headshot. Oh, aw. Alright, guys, that's about enough. Say goodbye.
Bye. See you all
Bye.
later.
Hey, later.